So now let's talk about the pillar of the industry, the performing rights societies, who track and collect royalty fees for public performances of copyright music and distribute the money to the copyright owners. How much do you know about this, about these societies, ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC? Could you raise a hand if you know a lot or something, or... Okay, so some of you know about that. So there are those three organizations, ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC. ASCAP and BMI are non-profit, and the two biggest, ASCAP is the biggest, that stands for the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, and it's the oldest and the largest of the performing rights societies. BMI is non-profit also, and the longtime chief competitor of ASCAP. And CSAC is for-profit, and that's based in Nashville. And senior executives of the three organizations credit their revenue growth mainly to royalties collected from radio and cable television, and that there are more public performance outlets now than ever before. Live concerts, restaurants, nightclubs, taverns, amusement parks, shopping malls, health clubs, cruise ships, and even telephone on hold music. They're collecting from those types of places. They recognize the potential of the internet as a major source of royalty revenue and have licensed internet sites and online music subscription services that use streaming audio technologies. They conclude that after tracking radio, television, and cable, that suddenly they're tracking something much bigger than all of that put together, than what they ever collected from the record companies. So what is there to conclude? Simply that the public has accepted all this new technology and there's no way to kill it. It's here to stay. And it's a new day for songwriters. That is when the intellectual properties lawyers and record labels and publishers sought out a newly written constitution that'll equitably modernize the landscape and transform the business, thanks to the computer revolution. So here's a few rules that I'll give you, and then I'll open up the room to questions and answers. More important than anything, choose a performing rights societies if you're an artist and a producer that may own a part or partial bit of publishing on some of the songs. It's critical to document whatever arrangement you have made with anyone, even if it's only a one-page letter. Spell out specifically who owns what publishing, what division of it. Everything must be on paper. You can't trust anything to be left to memory or a handshake deal. That's no way. You're inviting trouble if you don't document everything. When it comes to money, people sometimes develop amnesia. I would offer the advice to purchase Billboard's buyer's guide. I don't know what it costs. Last time I looked, it was like $65. It's probably more than that. It lists all the music publishers, record labels, major and independent, all the distributors, all the media organizations, manufacturers of vinyl tape, CD, and DVD, just about everything and everyone you might have an interest in reaching. You need this bit of information. Just writing the song is only one small part of the process. You got to promote yourself and your product too, and you have to have an understanding of how it all meshes together. And then there is the Harry Fox Agency. They will stay on top of the record labels and make sure that you're receiving the mechanical royalties you're due as songwriters if you're a songwriter. Do you know much about mechanical royalties? Do people know about that?
No.
Well, what that is, you see, for every song of yours that's included on a full CD, you'll receive something like, I think the latest rate is 10 cents per song for every unit sold. That rate is determined, by the way, by law, and has been steadily increasing in recent years. And so, for example, if a CD sells 2 million copies, you'll receive $1 million just in mechanical royalties. That's a separate royalty than units sold. And the money is in publishing. That's really where the real money is. Don't ever flippantly give it away. It's precious. And labels will try to convince you to share it with them, but if you do that, get paid for it. Don't give anything away for nothing. It's a good investment to sign with a reputable publisher. That works too, who'll collect monies worldwide for you, and you will give them usually something like 10 to 15% of what they collect, and they'll account to you on a quarterly or even a semi-annual basis. But you know, there are loads of hustlers in this business, and you must always check people out and companies out before ever signing any agreement with them. Never jump into anything on a whim. That's a very important rule.